Good morning. I hope you had a great weekend and you're ready for another great week. I'm so excited this week because Ignite Purpose got approved for its nonprofit status through the IRS, so I'm officially a 501c3, which is great as we roll out this ministry over the next few months. I'm going to send you a bunch more information on how you might be able to get involved, from doing a study to mentoring people to supporting us with prayer and finances. So thank you again for coming alongside this ministry and blessing so many people. Today I'm going to talk about having a heart for Jesus. I know I've been covering this information a lot lately, but it's really become more and more apparent to me how much time I spend with Jesus, thinking about God, thinking about my relationship, and honestly being religious versus feeling and really knowing Him. And that's the essence of the ministry, Ignite Purpose. It's really not about purpose. Purpose is the action side of the ministry. I'm really excited about the igniting your heart, really knowing that you know Jesus deeply, so that all the purpose work, all the practical activity comes out of a heart and a passion for Him. In fact, practically, I spent a lot of time early in our studies talking about listening prayer. And sadly, a lot of people don't spend a lot of time just listening for God, just knowing that He does want to speak to us. And that listening prayer model really is exciting if you give the space and the time to Jesus to speak to you. So many people say, God doesn't speak to me, but in fact, if you give Him enough space and you spend time in His Word, your heart will start to be ignited. It just takes time, but that time is well spent in order to ignite your heart for Him. In my business, we do a lot of work with companies around their purpose. And one of the books that's been really profound for me is Simon Sinek. It starts with why. And Simon talks about how everything revolves around purpose. Everything revolves around a passion, a why, for why you do things, why you wake up in the morning. What is your reason for being? And corporately, it makes sense to run your business that way because it gets every team member passionate about charging the hill and doing whatever needs to be done for the company. But do we know why we go to church on Sundays, or why we do Bible studies? It sounds like a silly question, but so many people are just going through the motions. They don't really know why, because they don't, again, have a passion for Jesus. So I challenge you this week to really dig in and ask yourself some hard questions about why do you have a faith in God? What is it about that faith that makes you excited and wanting to have conversations and discuss Jesus with other people in your life? I'm sure Simon Sinek is not a Christian. Well, I think he's not a Christian, but he sure as heck writes like one. He doesn't realize it, but the essence of his teachings and his books and his conversations and his videos are all biblically based. And if we as Christians could learn from some of the things that he teaches, our faith, our evangelism, our time in church would all be so much more impactful, because we would really know why we are there. So the question is, what do we do with all this? Don't just be content with following the rules of the Bible. That may sound sacrilegious, but ask some questions. Don't just go with the flow because that's what you've been told since you were maybe a little kid. Start defining your faith from your heart. Don't just sit back and take direction and nod your head and move forward and look like you're a good Christian, because quite honestly, people see that. They see the lack of authenticity in your walk. So find out in your heart why. What's your why? Spend more time with Him. You'll find that why by just spending time in the Word, spending time just being quiet and listening for what He has to say. It takes time, but over that time, I guarantee you that your heart will start to illuminate and you will move forward with a brand new perspective on why you're a Christian. I hope this helps. I hope it's encouraging. God bless your week, and start with your why.